Okay, so what's going on, everybody? It's Crazy Dog 99, and I am back for another video. So this one's gonna be a mock draft edition. I know it's a little late, and we're almost a month. Now we're actually a month and 2 days from the draft starting. Isn't that something? So I'm gonna do a mock draft. I know this is my first version, but this would be my only version. This isn't really a version. It's I'm gonna look at a website, a popular website that I always look at for mock drafts, and then I'll give my prediction and my analysis, and then who I think will go there if I don't agree with that pick. All right, so it's already up, and let's get going here. I gotta minimize this page here because I got okay. Let's do this. Oh, and I'm moving the camera. Well, there we go. Sorry about that, everybody. You gotta. Sorry about this. This is what happens when you do a video live with no editing. Alrighty, so it is set up right now. With the first pick in the draft, the Tennessee Titans select Jalen Ramsey. Now, I do like this pick. I mean, it would be a very nice pick for the Titans. And I like that because they need a lot of secondary help. I mean, Manziel, when we played him last year, and we do play him again this year, I believe, Manziel scorched them. I mean, Travis Benjamin was all over them last year, and they need some safety help. Now, granted, they do need offensive line help, which a lot of people are saying Tunzel should go there, including me. I think Tunzel would be an amazing pick for the Titans. All right, so number 2, the Browns select Carson Wentz. So, of course, we did draft. We didn't draft. Last year, we drafted Denny Shelton and Cameron Irving, which was 2 good picks, I guess. But Carson Wentz would most likely compete with RG3, and whoever wins would be starting unless Hugh Jackson had Wentz sit for the year to kind of learn the system, learn the playbook, and then learn the tendencies of the NFL. Because the NFL is vastly different from college football, especially small school ball, like North Dakota State. At number 3, the Chargers select Laremy Tunsil, offensive tackle Ole Miss. Now, I like that pick because Philip Rivers desperately needs offensive line help. I think he was one of the most sacked quarterbacks the past few years. And he's got a weapon now in Travis Benjamin. And if they want Travis to be, utilized a lot more, he needs protection. But yeah, I think Laramie would probably not drop past number 3. But that would be a very amazing pickup for the Chargers. It would help a big need for them. At number 4, the Cowboys draft Joey Bosa. That would be an amazing pickup again for the Cowboys. They desperately need defensive line help, especially with someone with the name of Greg Hardy, who was a big failure, of course, with all that off-the-field issues and all that crap. But, yeah, I think Joey Bosa would be a big upgrade for the Cowboys going to Jerry World. Now, number 5, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Myles Jack. Now, there's already this thing going around on NFL Network saying Jacksonville. It's funny. But again, they are spending major money in the free agency period this year. Why not go for a linebacker / running back? So he could really be a running back? Wow. Interesting. But I think he'd fit better as a linebacker, especially because Jacksonville already has a running back. And he's pretty good too. At number 6, the Baltimore Ravens select DeForest Buckner. Yeah, they definitely need defensive tackle help. They just lost Courtney Upshaw to the Falcons, so they need all the help they can get in that defense. And DeForest Buckner would really help them out. And I think that'd be a. And then not to mention Chris Canty left, so that's another big one. I mean, the Ravens don't go. If the Ravens don't go defense in the first pick, then I don't know what they're thinking. You never know. Number 7, the San Francisco 49ers go select Jared Goff, QB out of California. Now, I think if Goff does not go to the Browns, he will probably drop a little ways to the Niners. And that's because the Niners need a quarterback, especially if they somehow get rid of Kaepernick, because although all indications are he is staying put in San Francisco. Chip Kelly has made it evident that he is in their plans, and the only team that's really in the play for him right now is the Broncos, and who knows what's going to happen with them. All right, so number 6, the Philadelphia Eagles select Ezekiel Elliott. That would be, I would give that probably a pick and A+ for the Eagles, because they need a running back after getting rid of DeMarco Murray. I mean, Zeke is a powerful runner. He can burst through a hole and he is gone. I mean, he has that speed, that downhill speed that you need in a running back. He can escape the chase down attack defenders, like safeties and corners that would usually chase down running backs. Well, he can escape that, and he can break tackles too. He's a beast. Although I don't think he can wear the cutoff anymore. That was the one entertaining thing. He always wore that cutoff at Ohio State. Number 9, the Buccaneers draft Leonard Floyd out of Georgia. Now, I don't know much about the Buccaneers, but I do know their defense was atrocious last year at times. And getting Leonard Floyd would really bolster that defense. They need it because their defense is trash. I mean, their offense is pretty good. Jameis and Mike Evans, yeah, they're pretty good. Doug Martin, yeah, they're pretty good. Defense, no, not so much. All right, now number 10, the New York Giants select Ronnie Stanley out of Notre Dame, offensive tackle. And I agree 110% with that pick, because the O-line for the New York Giants was atrocious last year. Eli Manning could not get anything done because he was always on his back. They were always, bruh. And they need to bolster that line and give Eli Manning some more time to make plays. And, get the ball to Odell Beckham Jr. OBJ, excuse me. I'm thinking of something else, but yeah, whatever. Number 11, the Chicago Bears select Vernon Hargreaves III out of Florida. He is a corner, and they need that because their defense was underperforming last year. Of course, their offense wasn't that good either, but hey, bolster that defense, and you gotta nice, gotta start, gotta start somewhere. Number 12, the New Orleans Saints draft A'Shawn Robinson out of Alabama. And if you watched one of the games from the Saints last year, where they scored like 50 points, you know that the Saints defense was absolute dumpster trash last year. And they need to fix that, because they cannot, of course they have Drew Brees, but they can't afford to get into firefights like that every week where you need to score. Your defense needs to step up at some point to be successful. All right, now at number 13, the Miami Dolphins select Kevin Dodd out of Clemson, defensive end. Yeah, why don't you just have the Dolphins go defense again? They did lose Olivier Vernon, which was a big loss for the Dolphins, and they they can fix that. I think the Dolphins' defensive line will be very formidable next year if Nadam Kong Su can get his mind right and everything, not get into trouble, which I don't think he got into trouble last year. But still, you never know. With him, anyways. So, I like that pick. Now at number 14, Raider fans, I don't know if you guys are going to like this one, but the Raiders select Vernon Butler, defensive end, defensive tackle out of Louisiana Tech. Now, we all know about how good that Raiders line was last year with Khalil Mack. And then they got Bruce Irvin in free agency. They lost Justin Tuck, unfortunately, to retirement. But hey, he can fill in for Justin. I like that pick. I think it'll fit pretty well in that defensive scheme. Woo! Dang. And then, of course, he had Mario Edwards having that potential career-threatening neck injury, which is very sad to see or hear about. At number 15, the Los Angeles Rams, gotta remember that, select Laquan Treadwell out of Ole Miss. Now, this is a very good pick because they need another receiver to go alongside Tavon Austin. And that would give the Rams that 1-2 punch that every team needs. Because, oh my God, that would make them scary to me. At number 16, the Detroit Lions select Sheldon Rankins out of Louisville. Now, personally, I like that pick because the defensive line for the Lions was in the middle of the road. It was okay last year. But they need some better linemen, I think. I think they can... No, it'll improve with that pick of Rankins, I'll tell you that. Now, moving on to pick 17 through 32. Yes, this thing had him in two halves, so I gotta, click a new page for that. But at 17, the Atlanta Falcons select Emmanuel Ogbah. Sorry, I'm, like that. Out of Oklahoma State. Now, again, like I said, the Falcons' defensive line. A lot of these teams have bad defensive lines, and the Falcons was one of them. That's for sure. Ogbah would solidify it, I think. He could get after the quarterback. And another thing here, I'm reading here, the Falcons finished at the bottom of the NFL in sacks. And, well, Ogbah can maybe improve that. Now, if he can't do it, then, God. I think, and what's really sad about the Falcons is they look like a team that could win the division outright. Run away with the division last year. And then they kind of hit that brick wall, and the Panthers passed them right up and went to and just, left them in the dust. Ooh, man. All right, now number 18, the Indianapolis Colts select Jack Conklin out of Michigan State, offensive tackle. And I'll tell you one thing, the Colts can use another tackle. The more the merrier. That's what I always say. And need to protect Andrew Luck. Keep him from getting hurt. Although last year it seemed like Matt Hasselbeck was a better quarterback than Andrew Luck. Although that's because Andrew was always hurt. He spent most of the year hurt. So we'll see how Andrew can play this year. But, yeah. I'm reading these descriptions that this guy put, and he said, well, General Manager Ryan Grigson actually do it? Will he finally upgrade Andrew Luck's awful pass protection? Only if Jack is available. Don't get me wrong, but that would be nice. I bet you Indianapolis Colts fans would love that. Oh my God, he actually drafted an offensive tackle. It's a miracle. Now, at number 19, the Buffalo Bills select Darren Lee out of Ohio State. And, hey, you got one of the Ryan brothers there manning your defense. And then you got, I believe, Ed Reed on your staff too? And Darren Lee can play, I think, safety as well as, well, that's Von Bell too, but Darren Lee's a monster. I will say that. Darren Lee is a freaking beast. Any team that gets him, they're getting a, God, this guy's a monster. And yes, they did lose Nigel Bradham and all that stuff, but they can use a guy like Darren Lee. A hard tackler, goes after whoever has the ball, and he's a hard hitter too. Now, number 20, the New York Jets select Reggie Ragland out of Alabama. Again, another decent pickup. The Jets need that linebacker help. Of course, Demario Davis came to Cleveland. Not like it'll hurt them much, but they need to improve on that defensive linebacking core. That's for sure. At number 21, the Redskins select Kendall Fuller out of Virginia Tech. That will be a quality pickup, quality draft pick. Put him alongside D'Angelo Hall, and he will learn from one of the best, I think. And Kendall Fuller, getting it mixed up now. That'll be a very quality pickup. I think Redskin fans would love that, unless they wanted like a quarterback or something. I don't know, receiving help for Cousins. That could work too. Now at 22, the Houston Texans select William Fuller out of Notre Dame. And, of course, as I said, they have DeAndre Hopkins. And I think that Fuller would help him out big time, because everyone's going to be looking at Hopkins and thinking, damn, this guy's a threat. But now that they got William Fuller, who's another big receiver, they're going to have to watch him because he can make big plays. And I think that'd be a nice duo. Hopkins and Fuller. I like that. 23, the Minnesota Vikings select Josh Doctson out of TCU, wide receiver. And there you go again. They needed a receiver because Teddy Bridgewater needs weapons, and I think he would give them that much needed weapon that they've been wanting. Now, sorry I'm flying through this, but I just don't want to take too long. At number 24, the Cincinnati Bengals select Kenny Clark, defensive tackle out of UCLA. The Bengals need defensive line help because their defensive line, while good, they need depth. That's for sure. Not to mention, they haven't won a playoff game since 1990. It's pretty sad. The Browns have won a playoff game since then. It's crazy, isn't it? At number 25, the Pittsburgh Steelers select William Jackson out of Houston, corner. Why not draft another corner? Bolster that cornerback depth down there. Get some more depth for that cornerback position. Put him next to William Gay and all those guys. I think they lost Blake, didn't they? Either that or they might have re-signed him. I don't know. Again, I have no clue what happens down there. Whatever. At number 26, the Seattle Seahawks select Jonathan Bullard, D-end, D-tackle out of Florida. Again, very needy of a defensive end, defensive tackle depth. Most of these would probably be for depth. Heck, they could probably start. But hey, they can draft all the D-ends they want. They want to do it, they can do it. Whatever. But yeah, they need a lot of reinforcements for that interior line. They need better pass rush, I think. Because Russell Wilson can't do everything for them. At number 27, the Green Bay Packers select Chris Jones, defensive end, defensive tackle, Mississippi State. Once again, they don't need defensive ends, but that it would be very good for that because they lost B.J. Raji, who all of a sudden decided to retire. No idea why, but whatever. So yeah, they need someone to fill in his spot, and I think Chris Jones can do that. Now at number 28, here's a shocker for you. Number 28 is Paxton Lynch going to the Chiefs. I remember before the combine, when the season was first coming to a close, they had Paxton Lynch going to the Browns. A lot of them had Paxton Lynch in the top half of the bracket, top half of the draft board. And here he is slipping all the way down to 28. Some even have him going to the Broncos at 32, which I could understand. Going to the Chiefs, who have Alex Smith, but again, they lost Chase Daniel. So we'll see. We'll see how that rolls. Gotta wait. You don't know. You don't know what can happen. Anything can happen nowadays. At 29, the Arizona Cardinals select Keanu Neal, safety out of Florida. Now, a few days ago, they lost Rashad Johnson, so it's a nice, fill-in for that. I think that would be another quality pickup, but it's pretty sad when you embarrass yourself. When your two starters get embarrassed in the NFC Championship game, you need all the help you can get. So we'll see how that rolls. Now, at 30, the Carolina Panthers select Eli Apple out of Ohio State. A little fun fact for you, Eli Apple, his last name was not always Apple. It was Eli Woodard. Then he changed it to Apple, I think before his sophomore year or freshman year. I don't know. But I know his first name when he was first recruited was Eli. His name was Eli Woodard, 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 I believe, when he was first recruited. Then he changed it to Apple, which is nice, fruity. It's pretty nice. At 31, the Denver Broncos select Jarran Reed out of Alabama, defensive end, defensive tackle. And they need that help because they lost Malik Jackson, and they need to fill in that spot. And then, of course, they also lost Derek Wolfe. So I think that'd be a nice pickup for the Broncos. Solidify that D-line a little bit. Now, of course, if you have not heard, the Patriots lost their first-round selection. So, to make it even, I'm going to dive into one pick in the round 2 because 32, make it even a little bit. 31 just doesn't sound right. So, at number 32, the Browns, who will get the first pick, I believe, in the second round, they draft Derrick Henry out of Alabama. Now, this pick is very interesting because we already got Isaiah Crowell, we already got Duke Johnson, and we all know how Alabama running backs come out in the big leagues, in the NFL. Trent Richardson. Really? Eddie Lacy, though, he was pretty good. He's pretty good, but Trent Richardson? No. So, who knows how Derrick Henry could work out. If we draft Derrick Henry, I would welcome it. He'd be that power back that we don't really need. But does that mean Isaiah Crowell's time may be up? Because he'd have to fight for his spot. And we'd go right back to running backs by committee. Although, granted, Hugh Jackson would probably know what to do. And we got a guy who actually knows what the heck he's doing at running backs coach. And Kirby Wilson, who actually, by the way, coached Adrian Peterson. So we'll see how that would work out if we do indeed go for Derrick Henry. So that is my 2016 NFL mock draft. Yes, I went one pick into the second round, but that's because it felt awkward to me to go 31 picks because that's just wrong. So I went 32, even though it's second round. Whatever. Something fun to do. So comment down below what you think about that. And tell me who you think your team will select. Alright, well, I'm Crazy Dog. I'm always a Brown. I'm going to be the I'm gonna be here all week. But yeah, yeah, and I just want the draft to be here already. Yeah. So I hope you all have a fantastic weekend and a fantastic Easter, and I'll see you all later. I'm out.